Section 4.2 is about adding and subtracting polynomials. So a polynomial is a term or a finite sum of terms, so meaning something you can actually count, with only positive or zero integer exponents on the variables. i.e. that means no fraction exponents or variables in the denominator of a fraction. If the terms, typo, only contain the variable x, we call the polynomial a polynomial in x, meaning x is the variable we're using. So I think I've talked about this before, but a term is made up of a coefficient and or variables. The coefficient is the number in front of the variable. So in this example, the coefficient of negative 5x is negative 5, and x is the variable. The degree of a term is the exponents on all the variables of that term added together. So what we want to do is we want to take the sum of the exponents. So if I have a term that's negative 3x squared, y cubed, c to the fifth, that's going to have degree 2 plus 3 plus 5. We want to take the sum of those exponents, and that's going to give us a degree of 10. The largest degree of all the terms in a polynomial becomes the degree of the polynomial. If a doesn't equal, so let's talk about the degree of a to the xn. So if a doesn't equal 0 and n is a whole number, the degree of ax to the n is n. The degree of a non-zero constant term is 0. The constant 0 has no defined degree. Well, why is the degree of a constant term 0? So let's look at 7, x to the 0, where x to the 0 is 1. So we'd just be left with, write that a little more neatly. So we would just be left with 7. So the degree of 5x cubed plus x is 3, because the degree of x is just 1, and we choose the highest degree. The degree of 5, our constant, is 0, as for reasons I expressed earlier, and the degree of 0 is undefined. So remember that the terms of a polynomial are the pieces that are added or subtracted. And we have special names for what it has between 1 and 3 terms. So if you have one term in your polynomial, you're called a monomial, like mono and mono, one on one. If you are a binomial, you have two terms, like bicycle or bipedal. And if you're a trinomial, you've got 3 terms, like tripod or tricycle. Anything over that doesn't have a special name, it's just a polynomial with X amount of terms. So polynomial with 4 terms, polynomial with 5 terms, you can really just call it a polynomial. So when we add or subtract polynomials, what we're doing is we are combining like terms. So if I have 7x squared plus 3x minus 4 minus 4x squared minus 6x minus 7, I'm taking one trinomial minus another trinomial. The first thing we want to do is distribute this negative, right, because we're subtracting. So I have 7x squared plus 3x minus 4 minus 4x squared plus, because two negatives make a positive, plus 6x plus 7. Okay, now I combine like terms, and I kind of like to cross them off as I go to make sure I took care of everybody. If I have 7x minus 4x, that gives me 3x squared. If I have 3x plus 6x, that gives me a positive 9x. If I have negative 4 plus 7, that gives me a positive 3. For problem 2, it says to subtract 2x squared minus 2x cubed, minus 6x squared minus 3x plus 7 from negative 3x plus 4x minus 12. So we're going to subtract this from this. So I've got negative 8x cubed plus 4x minus 12 minus 2x cubed minus 6x squared minus 3x plus 7. And again, we need to distribute that negative. So I have negative 8x cubed plus 4x minus 12 minus 2x cubed plus 6x squared plus 3x minus 7. So negative 8x cubed minus 2x cubed is negative 10x cubed. There's only one x squared term, and that's a positive 6x squared. I have 4x plus 3x, which is 7x. And I have negative 12 minus 7, which is negative 19. So that would be our final answer. Note, let's talk real quickly about adding polynomials because I didn't do a specific example. And the reason I didn't do a specific example is this. If I had 5x to the fourth plus 2x plus 1 plus 5x squared plus 3x plus 4, when I add these, I don't have to distribute anything. I can drop my parentheses right away. And then go ahead and combine like terms. Okay, there's 1x to the fourth term. There's 1x squared term. There are 2x to the power of 1 term. So 2x plus 3x is 5x. And then I add the constants. I didn't mean for everything to end up with a leading coefficient of 5. Geez, my level of creativity, y'all, sometimes is not there.